Emirates First Class on its A380 to some is one of the world's best first class, but for me, it represents a missed opportunity. My journey started in Bangkok with an early morning email stating that the flight was delayed by almost 2 hours. Regardless, I decided to head to the airport at my planned time rather than hanging around at the hotel. Even though the flight was delayed, the check-in counters were opened, which was nice as I'm sure they realized that not everybody would see the email. After check-in, I made my way through fast-track security and immigration, which took maybe about 10 minutes, and then headed straight to Concourse G where the Emirates Lounge is located. The Emirates Lounge is bright and airy and very comfortable. You don't get concourse views, which is a shame, but you do get garden views. I really liked the decor of this lounge. It was nice and sleek without being pretentious. But why are these lounges so quiet? It's like some unspoken rule of airport lounges. I wish there was a little bit of background music. I think it would make the environment feel a bit more relaxed. What I will say is that this lounge had the best buffet I've experienced in an airport lounge. Sometimes the food in lounges is a bit meh, but the food here was extremely delicious with items such as baked sea bass and duck. Everything I ate was a culinary delight. For dessert, I had the crumbled cheese cherry tart, which was an absolute treat. And I finished off with a cappuccino and some mixed nuts. There is also a self-service bar at each end of the lounge, and at the far end of the lounge there were also some computers. I relaxed for a little bit before making my way to Concourse C. I made sure I left plenty of time as Suvarnabhumi Airport is one of the world's largest airports, and making your way from one concourse to the next can feel like you're walking through an endless loop of shops. It took a little while for me to get to Concourse C. Maybe I took the long way, I'm not sure. But en route, I met a robot and I got a view of Thai Airways, I think one of their A350s, but I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments. At the gate, we had excellent views of A380, and man, the excitement was building up in me. There was a little section for those flying in first and business class to wait. Finally, it was time to board, with the jet bridge taking me straight to the upper deck. Upon boarding, I was shown to my seat 4K at the back of the first class cabin. I can't describe the feeling of pure joy I felt seeing my seat for the next almost 3 hours on this flight to Hong Kong. The first thing I noticed is just how flashy this cabin is. From the show lights to the gold gilding, it's quite eccentric, but I love it. So waiting for me inside the suite were real orchids, headphones, an eye mask, a writing set, some amenities, a mini bar, and proper bedding. As the private suite is so big, you can keep your bags inside the suite with you, and there is still plenty of space to stretch out. As I settled into the suite, I put my bum bag into one of the storage boxes near the mini bar, and soon cabin crew came around offering Moët Chandon, champagne, premium medjool dates, and Arabic coffee. Let me give you some backstory. I had no business being in Bangkok or Hong Kong. I often use the Facebook group Secret Flying to find cheap airfares. I have talked about this in one of my previous videos about how to book cheap flights. And one day in January, I saw a post for this flight for £489. Yes, that is the normal price of this seat. Yes, the scheduled flight time is only 2 hours and 55 minutes, but I thought there is no other route that I'll be able to fly Emirates First Class on the A380 for this amount of cash. I was planning on being in the region in a couple of months after I saw that Facebook post, and I had dreams about having caviar showering at 30,000 feet and keying at arguably one of the best bars in the sky. The stars were aligning. This had to be fate. And to be able to experience all of this, be it for a few hours, was well worth the £489. It was decided. I booked the flight and I was going to make my way from Vietnam to Thailand, just to take this flight. Fifth Freedom flights are a great way to experience premium cabins, not only for lower cash fares, but also for points redemptions. I've pulled together a list of over 200 Fifth Freedom flights, which I'm going to start exploring. See the description if you want free access to this. Before takeoff, one of cabin crew could see that I was excited and was snapping away and offered to take pictures of me. Of course I accepted. This level of proactive service I've never experienced before. It's actually an art, a highly refined skill, being able to cater to someone's needs whilst remaining a genuinely friendly demeanour without being up their bumhole. At this point, I'd filled my bladder with champagne and Arabic tea, so made my way to the bathroom, and wow, the sheer size was just incredible. You could literally lie down in here or just frolic around. I'm not sure what I'm doing here, but you can literally see how much space there is. The toilet is hidden beneath paneling. The bathroom is equipped with amenities, including Bulgari fragrance, which is one of my favorite perfume brands, and other bits and pieces that you might need or want. After frolicking around in the bathroom, I made my way back to my seat. I was given a menu and allowed some time to peruse. I was so happy to see that caviar service was available. The menu was pretty extensive. I decided to order caviar, of course, the Arabic mezze, the rice and prawns, the cheesecake and fruit. You would think I was starving, but food is my Achilles heel. I was excited for the culinary delights that awaited me, but this was my first grave mistake, ordering way too much food. They also had a pretty decent drinks list, I think. I don't really know, to be honest, because all I knew is that I was going to be drinking Dom Perignon after takeoff, because why not? And the truth is, I've never drunk it before and I was planning on getting my money's worth. So let's take a closer look at the seat. You have storage bins by the window, which I kept some bits that I'd purchased at the airport, mainly dried mango. The seat also comes with a tablet device, and some of the controls are also kept by this device, including a button to control the window blinds. The mini bar can be opened and closed via a button in the front. There is also another handheld device stored in the right armrest. There's another compartment in the left armrest, but I have no idea what this is for. You also have individual air vents by your headrest, as well as a reading light, and an international power socket is within easy reach. In front of you, you've got a massive TV screen, and then you've got a vanity station and some amenities. Just before takeoff, the pilot introduces himself, but my heart sank when I heard the pilot apologize for the delay due to the bad weather, and that he would try to make up for lost time. Inside, I cried. I was literally like, no, please don't. The flight is short enough. To be honest, you can't fault the airline staff for delays due to bad weather, and I like the fact that Emirates kept us aware of what was happening in terms of delays the moment they knew the flight was going to be delayed. Some airlines do lack this level of communication, however, I could not appreciate that at the time. After taking off, as we reached cruising altitude, I noticed that the flight time had been reduced to 2 hours. Oh my goodness. This is where having dreams is not enough. And the saying, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, rings so true. Rather than sitting in my seat all happy, I needed to come up with a game plan that was going to allow me to actualize my dreams in 1 hour and 20 minutes if I'm also accounting for landing time. Maybe I had far too many glasses of champagne and killed far too many brain cells. As I'm editing this video and looking through the footage, I'm actually annoyed at myself by how long I'm literally just sitting in my seat doing nothing. 4K is at the back of the cabin, which meant that I was going to be one of the last to receive my meal. Rather than sitting there like an idiot, sipping champagne, forgetting that I had limited time, it was the perfect opportunity for me to have a shower, or to go to the bar, or even make my bed with the lush bedding and duvet provided. To be honest, I didn't have to wait long to receive my caviar course, but every minute is precious when you've got less than 2 hours to maximize your time in first class on Emirates A380. However, once I was committed to eating, there was no turning back. The caviar was served up with a mother of pearl spoon, chopped onions, bellinis, lemon, what I think is mayonnaise, chopped up separated egg whites and yolks, and a couple of crackers. This paired up with the dom was just perfection. I've had caviar once before at a fancy work client corporate lunch about a decade ago, and it's every bit as decadent as I remember. Fortunately or unfortunately, I really took my time to enjoy this. Cabin crew also came around with hot bread, and I chose the garlic bread, which was just so savory and delicious. Next up was the Arabic mezze. I've had the Qatar Airways and Etihad Arabic mezze, and I would have to say that this one is definitely the best. Everything was just so delicious. I had this on recommendation from cabin crew, who suggested that I get it as they are really proud of it, and I can see why. Did I say it was delicious? And the portion size, my word, it's more of a meal than an appetizer. As I'm being served my next course, I noticed there's only 30 minutes left till landing. What? Where did all the time go? Any hopes and dreams of having a shower in the sky are now over. I ate the few prawns that were on my plate. I think they were tasty, but the taste of disappointment was so overwhelming. Again, here is where I messed up. Rather than waiting for dessert, I should have cancelled my dessert and had a quick 5 minutes in the bar. But no, I sat there waiting for my dessert. The dessert was quite pleasant. I opted for a fruit salad and the cheesecake, and then finished off with a selection of chocolates, all of which were quite pleasant. But this is why gluttony is a deadly sin. I should have stopped eating after the Arabic mezze. If I hadn't been so greedy, I would have been able to experience more things. And I think also just the shock of the flight coming to an end paralyzed me a little bit, and I wasn't able to think straight about what to do to use the remaining time efficiently. To be honest, everything that I experienced, from booking, communication, cabin crew, the food, was all perfect. I'm just disappointed in myself that I didn't fully maximize this experience. I didn't even try the bedding and the lie flat seat. If you love A380s as much as I do, check out my report of Etihad's business class and its A380, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm just so disappointed with myself. I didn't get to make the most of first class on Emirates, but lesson learned. I know what to do next time.